Who am I? Who am I? I am like Rocky.
You got Mike Rocky over there.
I am the manager of this build. I'm not the owner. I'm like the foreman. So, what's the first question?
What do you think about these parts?
There's a box there. There's a
The box?
there's another box. I like the case. The case is really nice. You'll get to see that in a few minutes. But the case is my favorite part of this build so far. I mean, we got another double D to throw in this badass chassis. You know, I think this could be potentially my favorite build yet. It's not like we have to do this whole thing. So we could just cut to me having an Ubuntu hat on.
It doesn't even fit your head.
I put it super tight so I can put it on the shoe. Mike, I don't think Linux is a good fit for you.
Throw me the black beans.
Oh, the Negro black beans?
Throw me the Negro black beans.
Negro.
Bubby, straight ahead. In front of your face. Alright, continue the interview.
Why do you have a case of Negro black beans right there?
Because we have to have something that grounds us to the ground.
Who am I?
Who are you?
I don't know. I just came off from the bus stop. They picked me up yesterday.
From Guatemala?
Yeah, from Guatemala. I don't know where
Are you illegal?
Can you show a valid passport or ID?
I need a green card.
Who am I? I'm Austin.
Alright, Austin, what do you think about the parts of this build?
I think they're shit.
What is your favorite gas station beverage?
My favorite gas station beverage is gasoline.
What is your favorite website to visit on weekends?
Oh, you do it the other way.
How do I look?
Answer the question.
Very unfocused.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Matt Haley.
Why do you have two plaid shirts on?
You can't just single plaid nowadays. You have to double plaid.
Two plaid it, you could say.
Plaid.
What about
to
triple?
set the stage.
What is your idea on triple plaiding?
Triple plaiding is dangerous. When you pull it off, though, it's guaranteed success.
How do you feel about the parts that you purchased for this build?
I think I got a fantastic deal on the parts. The end of one of the streets, but after that, it was good.
Do you have any regrets in life involving
The only regret I have
Negro black beans?
is not eating enough Negro black beans fast enough.
I have that regret too. Also, you haven't asked enough questions. I need you to ask a question.
Why won't I ask more questions?
Also won't ask more questions because he's too interested in doing the build right now. As am I.
We should get to it.
We should get to the build.
Onto the build. Go. So Matthew, what are the parts?
So
What do we have as the mind of the computer? What is usually known as the brain?
So the brain of the computer is the processor, and for this build we have an FX 4350, 4.2 gigahertz clock speed with a 4.3 boost.
Now, what do we drop in that processor on?
So we have to drop this processor on the motherboard, and for this we have the MSI 760 micro ATX board, because we have a micro ATX case. Very quality board. We'll see how it runs.
So, if I need to randomly access some memory, what am I going to use to do that?
Traditionally, you would use some RAM, and for RAM, we have a G.SKILL's Classic 1600, 999 24 timing. Awesome RAM. Always have gone by it. Now, we are using DDR3, not DDR4 for this build, because it's cheaper at this point. But maybe the next one we'll throw some DDR4 in there.
Now, every man's dream is to be able to hold a pair of double Ds. What are we going to use as our double D?
So our double D is the R9 270X. quality graphics card from AMD. It does have double dissipation, and it actually has two 90mm fans on it.
Now, all this needs a power source. What are we going to use to power this all up at once?
So for our power supply, we selected the EVGA 600B, or bronze certified, and it's 80 bronze plus. It will give us good power consumption, low cost. It's not modular, but the price was worth it.
Now, if I need one thing to store all my games on, what am I going to use to put that on?
I would say we need to put that on a 1 terabyte Seagate drive. Traditional specs, 64 megabyte cache, 7200 RPM. Hopefully it's in this box. We haven't unboxed it yet.
That's an unboxing video in the making right there.
Unboxing video in the making.
Alright, so, we all know Linux and Ubuntu is the best operating system, followed by Windows, which is also followed by Mac. But Mac, OS X in last place. Yosemite, not good. What are we going to use as our OS?
Well, our OS, we're going to go with a Microsoft Windows 10 because it will have DirectX 12 compatibility, and it can play almost every online game.
Now, what kind of thermal paste are we going to use for this?
For this, we're going to use Arctic Silver 5 thermal paste, which was the most expensive part of this build, actually, costing $125. But it was worth it because this can cool a CPU up to 12 centigrade.
Is this a used part or is this a new part?
This is a used part, which I've been using for several of my builds, and it's worked every time.
Now, to throw all this into one main chassis, what would we be using for this chassis?
Well, over here we have a DIY Cuboid Chassis. It's a small form factor, micro ATX, and it will store all of our parts.
Now, I know in the past, some of our computer builds have become exceptionally messy. What are we going to use to clean up this mess?
To clean up this mess, we'll use 200mm toilet paper roll.
How many plies is it?
It's 300 plies.
That's a lot of plies. That's more plies than anywhere I've ever been to. That's some quality toilet paper.
It is quality.
Any final words about any of the parts you want to talk about?
That pretty much sums it up. We'll see how they perform in the build.
Okay.
Alright, what are we going to ground ourselves with?
Why does it need to be on the table?
We need to ground ourselves.
Ground.
Ground them.
Ready?
Ground them.
Ready?
Oh, hey.
Are you going to put your hand in? Are we filming?
Yes, we are. So let's see what this motherboard has to offer.
Now, is this considered a fragile motherboard, Matthew?
This is a pretty fragile motherboard.
So I should not sneeze on it.
This
Matt, you are not prepared for this. Where are your tools? Where's your little box of tools?
just need scissors.
Well, I want the grabbers.
Get the grabbers. You're shaking the table.
You're shaking the table. This is gonna be third.
Yeah, this is gonna be the heat sink.
Case badge? Case badge!
I want stickers.
Hey!
Give me the stickers.
The stickers. We gotta do the sticker fight.
Sticker fight. Stick them up.
So what do you do? Explain what you're doing now, Matt.
Right now I'm putting in the processor, which is the 4350.
The most important part of the build.
Whoa, I'm throwing stuff around.
Oh, I thought you were getting vinegar.
Can you use vinegar?
No. Sure you can. You can use anything you want. Whether or not it actually works is another story. Matt, you gonna hurry up or what? We're almost at 5 minutes.
I know, I didn't realize this would take so long cleaning this thing off.
Could use more force.
I need to use the force.
Use the force. Use the force, you must.
What? Are you just busting me? Because I've done it a couple ways.
The best.
People do lines, 3 lines, couple across.
No. I'm saying cover the whole surface, and then you put the thing
Yeah,
on.
with that thickness, then you just drop it on there.
Yeah.
No.
Matt.
Well, then you guaranteed
destroy
coverage.
Yeah, you guaranteed coverage, but you're not guaranteed your processor will work.
Matt, do you know what the best type of thermal paste is?
No thermal paste at all. It's one of the trick questions.
Toothpaste is the best type of thermal paste. So if you're not using toothpaste in your build, then you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it very wrong, actually.
Ram it in.
Do
You just
get
gotta put a little bit of elbow grease in there.
No, I kind of fucked up your box.
How could you? Asshole.
Got some, we got some cords, some fancy cords, some things that I don't know what they do. Put her in there. Now, what are your thoughts on the decline of the PS2 port?
I still use a PS2 port. I love PS2 ports.
What are you doing there, Matt?
You're fucking filming them back to back. Ha 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 ha.
Installed?
Motherboard's installed. Hang on.
Motherboard.
Hang on.
Motherboard's installed.
Motherboard's installed.
I have a second grade reading level. Oh my gosh, Matt. My last name is Shikolani.
Shikaloni O'Neal.
Thumbs up if you want Austin the camera operate again.
Okay, we have successfully posted, and now we're just going to install Windows. If it'll ever load multiple stuff at the same time. Multitask. MSI, innovation with style.
Did you know that I'm supposed to ask you questions?
Did you know? What are the other questions?
Alright. So, how do you think this build went overall? How do you rate this build on a scale of 1 to whatever number you can think of?
It pretty much went flawlessly. And if I just concentrating on the build, I probably did it within
5 minutes.
Within 5 minutes. It's actually only 5 minutes later. It's what, 7:30 right now? It took us 5 minutes to do the build. And we actually booted into Windows in 5 minutes.
So, how many times did it take you to get your toothpaste on the heatsink correctly?
I took about 5 takes. Of course, I washed it off in between, like you're supposed to.
Did you use soap and water?
Oh, of course, you have to use soap and water. You have to get your motherboard really clean before you use it.
Yeah, you don't know what.
Bleach too?
I use bleach
Yeah.
to clean my motherboard.
My motherboard's white now.
It's much better than like the dark brown it was before.
Yeah. You iron that?
What's your favorite object on your desk, Matt?
My tech decks. Dude, I shred hard. Let me tell you. I tech deck at the skate park all day. Are you like zoomed in really close or something?
No. I'm just zoomed in on your face. I'm not zoomed down your face. I'm just zoomed in. So like I have a nice portrait shot.
I'm zoomed in on your face. I'm not zoomed in on your face. I'm just zoomed in.
Austin's like curled up in the corner. Yeah, he's been there for the entire build. He's been over there, just curled up.
Yeah,
He's over there, curled up.
I haven't had any part in this build. I've just been laying on the corner over here.
Paper.
I'm a math wizard. What can I say?
Add and subtract the same amount.
Yeah,
Austin.
they're all multiples of each other.
Austin,
That's the only way it
stop.
works.
Yeah.
Stop.
Wait.
We're good. What did you think about this computer build?
I thought it was a failure because I slept through the whole thing.
On a scale of 1 to whatever number you can think of, what do you rate this?
It's 14T.
Out of how many?
It's 55.
That's a pretty low estimate. If I were to do. Matt gave almost the same exact review, except he only did 14 instead of 14 team.
He missed the extra teen in there.
Matt, do you have any questions for Austin?
What was your favorite part of the build?
My favorite part was when I woke up and everything was done.
Alright, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good is my Patrick impression?
12.
Who are you calling Pinhead?
Who are you calling Pinhead? How am I looking, boys?
You're looking pretty spicy.
How did the build go, Mike?
I was pretty lackadaisical. I mean, Matt did most of the work, if not all the work. I mean, you kind of did some camera work, and I kind of did some camera work. We kind of just like gave Matt the floor. But I think it went pretty smoothly. I mean, Matt was kind of concerned over here earlier about his installations of his motherboard processes.
What do you think about installing the RAM almost?
Well, I mean, like, I kind of got there. I'm sure, like, I kind of clicked in half of it, so I'm sure it would have been like at least 6 gigs.
At least.
if you turned it on and you went into the properties, it would have been 6 gigs showing.
So what is that around your head? Are you a ninja?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how did that feel?
It made marks of hair and like electrical tape.
Marks of hair or tore your hair
It
out?
didn't tear my hair out that I know.
Just made marks right here.
You didn't ask me what my favorite part of the build was.
What is your favorite part of the build, Mike?
My favorite part of the build? Is that reflexes? No.
I caught it.
My favorite part of the build was when we weren't doing anything and Matt got mad at us and he yelled at us and we left for a while.
So what would you rate on your own scale for this build?
Out of how many?
It's your own scale. It
Alright.
can be 21, you can do blackjack.
I
it
rate
can
it
be
16.75 Whoopi Goldbergs out of 49.
Mike.
You guys are not asking
Mike.
questions. What?
I got one. Did we fulfill the 5-minute time slot that you gave us at the beginning of the video?
I mean, I already showed what time we started and what time we finished.
What time is it now? We finished like
11 o'clock.
we finished a while ago.
Yeah.
You guys were just playing Counter-Strike for like 20 minutes, and I had to boot it up and stuff. So, at the heart of the computer, we got this nice FX processor. It's the FX 8350.
Do they own them?
Which is
Do they own that movie channel? FX.
no.
FX has
this is
the
an AMD
movies.
processor.
FX.
Has
We have an i5 Intel processor, and it's a 3570K.